Joy Reid is really mad. Oh, Pete Hegseth, how can he get this gig? You know, he's just nothing but a TV host. Oh, well, what are you, Joy, right? What are you? You're just a bad TV host. Take a look at the ratings over at MSNBC. They're down, 51%? Gosh. Since the election, 51%. I mean, they're just hemorrhaging viewers. And no wonder. I mean, you got people like that on the air that are promoting, once again, tremendous conspiracies and also discontent, opposition in a way that, frankly, is not healthy nor very humane. I would not be surprised if when MSNBC gets sold, and by the way, it's going to get sold. It's up for sale. In fact, if I look through the earnings report from Comcast from late October, I can see how Mike Cavanaugh, who's the president of MSNBC, revealed that the third quarter earnings of the media giant indicated that they were, quote, looking at a new, well-capitalized company owned by our shareholders and comprised of our strong portfolio of cable networks, meaning MSNBC, CNBC, Bravo, Sci-Fi, USA Network, and Oxygen, as well as True Crime. They are looking to possibly separate those cable entities from the broadcast Peacock streaming network. So they see the handwriting on the wall. I mean, the handwriting was on the wall anyway, right? I mean, we've talked about that ad nauseum. The handwriting was on the wall because, let's face it, nobody's watching traditional TV. They're not really watching cable. I mean, I think Fox picked up some viewers, but for the most part, the mainstream media is kind of over with. And so Comcast knows this. Disney knows this. This is why they're trying to unload ABC, which, by the way, is the producer of The View. So, you know, we can say bye-bye to Whoopi Goldberg as well. But you look at these ratings, and they're up against it. So MSNBC is plunging. CNN is plunging. They, too, are parting ways with some of their hosts. I don't think they're trying to sell the thing like this one is, but Joy Reid is going to be challenged because I'm sure she commands a pretty penny, and I don't know as the new owner is going to really want to pay it, nor are they really going to love that she keeps having people on TV that say things like this, like you should separate yourself from your family this Thanksgiving if they dared to vote for Trump.
Do you recommend, just from a psychological standpoint, being around them? We got the holidays coming up.
So I love that you asked this question because, you know, there is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going into a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who you know have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why, you know, to say, I have a problem with the way that you voted because it went against my very livelihood and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me. And I actually talked to, you know, adults as well as advising parents for children. I mean, I think, you know, I don't think that you should force children. I don't think you should force adults to be around people just because they're your family. I think there's a level of need to establish boundaries. And if you feel like you need to establish boundaries with people, whether they're your family or not, I think you should very much be entitled to do so. And I think it may be essential for your mental health.
Yeah. So the network's going to be put up for sale because Comcast sees the handwriting on the wall. And, well, you know, maybe they're not getting the big deals that they thought they were going to get. I don't know what Biden and Kamala and whoever might have been doing with them, but I don't think the revenue's coming in quite the way it was. You know, Trump spotted this years ago. Here we go. Let's go back to 2020. Walked down memory lane when he gave Peter Alexander a piece of his mind.
Scared.
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Comcast. Let me just, for whom you work, let me just tell you something. That's really bad reporting. And you ought to get back to reporting instead of sensationalism. Let's see if it works. It might and it might not. I happen to feel good about it, but who knows? I've been right a lot. Let's see what happens.
So this was back in the day when they were just going after him with anything and everything they could, right? So Comcast, which owns MSNBC. Trump knows Brian Roberts well, the owner of Comcast, the guy who runs it, rather, I should say, the chairman. And he's kind of looked at it for years now as a thorn in his side. And I think that Brian Roberts is starting to see the same exact issue. And so now he's like, wait a second, we're going to go into the next 4 years of this. Don't forget Ron McDaniels, remember, who was head of the RNC until Lara came in. Well, they got her a job. Somebody got her a job over at NBC. But the Joy Reids of the world, the Chuck Todds of the world, the Lawrence O'Donnells of the world were like, no. We can't have a Trump person here. We can't have a Trump person here because we don't deal with Trump people, right? We're not going to go to Thanksgiving with Trump people. We're going to cut off our Trump supporting family members. I mean, these people are just nuts. But anyway, Trump wrote at the time when this happened, just not too long ago, the sick degenerates over at MSDNC are really running NBC, and there seems nothing Chairman Brian Roberts can do about it. That's probably true. Watching Chuck Todd, of all people, viciously give Roberts a piece of his small mind and then berating him for hiring Rana without his or the other lunatic's approval was just a step too far. So he's referring to Chuck Todd going after Brian Roberts when Ronna McDaniel was brought in as a contributor there to NBC. I mean, the inmates have literally taken over the asylum. And I think at this point, Brian Roberts is like, okay, I want to be done. Like, let me move on. It's a failing business anyway. It's a failing business because guess what? We're all over here. We're all over. I mean, it's amazing to me because I've worked in traditional media my entire career up until now. And, it's a very different feel, obviously, over here. It's more three-way because I get to see all your comments actually in real time. Careful what you write. We'll go out to those comments in a little bit. But it's a very different experience overall, much more authentic. I don't have to go to commercial breaks even. I mean, we have sponsors. I'll do the sponsor read, et cetera. But there's no kind of rules around what we're doing. This is the Wild West, and it's exciting and it's fun for me, I think for you. And the authenticity is very different than what you see on the cable platforms. And so streaming really is the future. I mean, content will always matter, always matter. But how you get that content, that's entirely different now. I don't have to go work for CNBC or Fox in order to reach all of you. I actually can reach you so much better right here. And there's something truly, truly liberating about that. So yeah, MSNBC is going to get sold. There's lots of good stuff, I think, coming forward. I mean, you're going to see a lot of M&A activity. You're going to see a boom within certain industries. Energy, for example, is part of that. The energy story, I hope you took a look at Bitcoin. I know it's kind of scary. Because Bitcoin was something that a lot of you are not too fond about, and you maybe like gold better. I don't think it's an either or scenario, but we did tell you back on September 27th to look long and hard at Bitcoin because it was trading around 65,000. It's now it went all the way up to 93,500 today. It's totally volatile though, so I would caution you and just say, like, this is one where maybe you have a teeny tiny bit, you buy into one of the ETFs, so you don't have to put over that much money. You can buy into an ETF. I think it's like $8 right now. So you can get one of those and have some exposure just for the heck of it. This is one of the things that we talk about in the Invest in MAGA guide. Invest in MAGA. Investinmaga.com. Rob and I created this. It's totally free. I just want you to go there. I want you to have an understanding of what the opportunity really is right now. You're looking at the markets just on a tear. It's going to continue. This is my baby 76 research. You guys know I started this because I want more people, more Americans to be able to partake in the opportunity that's coming our way. So very, very exciting stuff.